History is not just a record of the past. It is a map of destiny. Moments that seemed accidental, discoveries that appeared sudden, often reveal themselves as steps in a greater journey, one humanity was always meant to take. These are not just stories of invention. They are whispers of fate, clues left for us in the fabric of time, and perhaps the destiny of humanity is only beginning. In the vast darkness of prehistory, our ancestors were fragile creatures, vulnerable to predators, cold, and hunger. Yet one moment changed everything. A discovery so powerful, it almost feels as though the universe itself wanted us to find it. Fire. But was it chance or destiny that humanity learned to master flame? Somewhere nearly 1 million years ago, early humans witnessed lightning ignite a tree, or lava spilling fire across the earth. At first they feared it, then they approached, they kept it alive, and finally they controlled it. From East Africa to Asia, evidence shows Homo erectus carried burning branches, learned to strike flint, and guarded fire as if it were sacred. Fire was more than survival, it was transformation. It allowed cooked food, safer nights, stronger tools, and a gathering place where language and culture began to spark. This moment wasn't just survival, it was evolution itself. A turning point that feels inevitable, as if humanity was destined to ignite. Fire never left us. It became the beating heart of civilization, fueling engines, forging steel, powering electricity. Every light bulb, every rocket launch, every bite of information you stream today can be traced back to that first spark. What began as flames on a stick became the fire of innovation, nuclear energy, artificial intelligence, and technologies still shaping tomorrow. Each advancement whispers the same story. Fire was not just discovered, it was destined. When our ancestors first tamed fire, they could not have known the chain of events they had set in motion. Yet here we are thousands of generations later, still living in the glow of that first spark. Perhaps history is more than chance. Perhaps some discoveries are written into the very destiny of humanity. Next, we journey through the wheel. How the wheel turned the fate of humanity's story. Long before skyscrapers and superhighways, humanity walked, step by step, carrying burdens on their backs, dragging sleds through earth and sand. But then, something began to turn. A circle of stone and wood that would reshape the future of every civilization. The wheel, a creation so fundamental, it feels less like invention and more like destiny. The earliest evidence takes us back more than 5,000 years to Mesopotamia, where a simple potter's wheel gave rise to something greater. Soon, that circle became a tool of transport, solid wooden wheels fixed to carts pulled by oxen. Humanity could now move heavier loads, cover greater distances, and trade beyond horizons once unimaginable. The wheel connected people. It built empires. From Mesopotamia to the Indus Valley, from Egypt to China, the turning wheel became a symbol of progress itself. But the wheel didn't stop there. It evolved. Chariots shaped warfare. Water wheels powered industry. Clockwork wheels measured time itself. Today, the same principle carries us across highways, into the skies and beyond our planet. From the wheels of a Mars rover to the gears inside your watch, the ancient circle continues to turn. The wheel is not just an invention, it's the axis on which human history spins. Think about it. From a humble potter's wheel to spacecraft rolling across distant worlds, a circle carved thousands of years ago still carries us forward. The wheel was not just born of wood and stone, it was born of need, a vision of destiny. And as long as humanity continues to move forward, the wheel will keep turning. Next, let's turn to Newton. Newton's story is one of the greatest examples of destiny and knowledge, a single mind, transforming how humanity sees the universe. His life is full of those fateful turns. Being sent home from Cambridge during the plague, the legendary apple, and his writings that still shape physics today. Born in 1642, the year Galileo died, Newton entered the world prematurely. So small he was not expected to survive. Yet fate had other plans. At Cambridge, he was already a restless thinker studying mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy. But when the Great Plague of 1665 closed the university, Newton returned home to Woolsthorpe. Alone, isolated. And it was there, in solitude, that the universe revealed itself to him. The legend tells us of an apple, not striking his head, but sparking a question. Why do things fall? Why does the same force that pulls an apple downward keep the moon from flying away? In that moment, Newton glimpsed a truth that had waited for centuries: the law of universal gravitation. Newton's insights didn't stop at apples. He built the foundations of calculus, optics, and mechanics. His Principia Mathematica became a cornerstone of modern science. Every orbit calculated, every rocket launched, every satellite keeping time above us today owes its precision to Newton's laws. Even Einstein, centuries later, would call him a guiding light of human thought. A plague forced him home, an apple made him wonder, and destiny gave him the vision to see the invisible forces shaping all things. Isaac Newton once wrote, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." But perhaps destiny placed him where he needed to be at the right moment, asking the right question. An apple fell, and with it, the universe was revealed. Sometimes fate speaks quietly. Sometimes it falls from a tree. You just have to be in the present moment to see the universe reveal its deepest secrets. Now let's shift fate to point out the heavens, in a time when the heavens were thought to be perfect, unchanging. Divine one man dared to look closer. Through a simple telescope, Galileo Galilei saw a universe that defied belief. Moons circling Jupiter, craters on the moon, a cosmos alive with motion. It was not just discovery, it was destiny. Born in Pisa in 1564, the son of a musician, Galileo grew into a mind of endless curiosity. He studied mathematics, motion, and mechanics. But when he first heard of a Dutch invention, the telescope, he built one of his own and pointed it toward the heavens. What he saw changed everything. Mountains and shadows on the moon, countless stars invisible to the naked eye, and 4 tiny moons orbiting Jupiter, proof that not everything revolved around Earth. His discoveries supported a dangerous idea that Earth was not the center of the cosmos, but just another planet circling the sun. A truth first whispered by Copernicus, now undeniable through Galileo's lens. For this, Galileo was silenced, condemned by the church, forced to recant. Yet his vision could not be undone. Today, every telescope, whether on mountaintops or orbiting in space, carries Galileo's spirit. The Hubble Space Telescope, the James Webb, even the rovers exploring distant worlds, all are echoes of that first fateful look through glass and sky. The stars that Galileo risked everything to reveal are now our gateways to the universe. Galileo once said, "All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them." Perhaps it was fate that he lived in the age of glass and lenses. Perhaps destiny demanded that someone, at last, would dare to look. The stars were always waiting, and Galileo was chosen to see. Now we turn to the face of destiny itself. They called him a genius, a madman, a prophet of the future. Nikola Tesla was more than an inventor. He was a man who dreamed in lightning, who saw the invisible forces of nature as if destiny had whispered them to him alone. And though his life was marked by struggle and solitude, his vision electrified the world. Born in 1856 in a small village in what is now Croatia, Tesla claimed he saw visions, flashes of inspiration since childhood. He once said, "The idea came like a lightning flash." After arriving in America, he clashed with Thomas Edison over the future of electricity. Edison pushed direct current. Tesla envisioned alternating current able to travel vast distances and power entire cities. It was a battle of titans, and when Tesla's AC won, the modern world was born. But Tesla's destiny was not just light. He dreamed of wireless power, radio waves, and machines that could capture the energy of the Earth itself. A man far ahead of his time, cursed by the limits of the age he lived in. Today, we live in Tesla's world. Every time electricity surges through wires, every time you charge your phone without a cable, every time renewable power lights up a city, his vision lives on. His experiments with radio laid the groundwork for communication across oceans. His obsession with free, limitless energy foreshadowed the green technologies we chase today. Tesla saw a future where energy itself was destiny flowing freely, uniting humanity. Nikola Tesla died alone in 1943, forgotten by many. But destiny has a way of honoring visionaries. Today, his name powers cars, inspires scientists, and stands as a symbol of innovation without limits. Perhaps Tesla's true destiny was not to live in the world he imagined, but to light the path for those who came after. And so, the man who dreamed in lightning became eternal, from the first spark of fire to the turning of the wheel, from Newton's falling apple to Galileo's daring gaze into the stars. To Tesla's lightning visions of the future, human history has been shaped by moments that feel written in fate. These were not just discoveries, they were awakenings. Each step forward unlocked something that had always been waiting hidden in the universe, hidden in ourselves. Fire gave us survival. The wheel gave us motion. Newton revealed the laws that bind us. Galileo opened our eyes to the infinite. Tesla lit the modern world, each moment building upon the last, like chapters in a story too vast for one lifetime. A story of destiny. And so we continue, still sparking, still turning, still falling, still looking, still dreaming. Perhaps these were not accidents of history. Perhaps they were milestones we were always meant to reach, because the destiny of humanity is not only to survive, it is to discover, to create, to wonder, and to keep moving toward the light. We have walked through fire, we have turned the wheel, we have measured the heavens, harnessed lightning, and carried our vision to the stars. But our story is far from over. Humanity now stands at the edge of a new frontier, an age of artificial intelligence, space exploration, renewable energy, and discoveries that will challenge everything we think we know. What comes next is uncertain, but perhaps it was always meant to be. Will we conquer disease? Will we explore new worlds? Will we unlock energy as boundless as the sun? The future is not just possibility. It is destiny calling, just as it always has. Because every spark, every invention, every breakthrough before this moment has led to us. The untold future is waiting to be written, and what is destined to happen will happen. It begins not with them, but with us, with the choices we make, with the courage to dream, with the faith that destiny is not only behind us, but ahead of us. And together, we will step into the light of tomorrow,